Okay, first thing, desires. We have certain dormant desires, ideas that we want to actually materialize and experience. So we have to come to this plane to do that. How does it feel to be popular? How does it feel to look attractive and get looks? Or how does it feel to get gains? I mean, you probably won't get gains like that, but how does that feel? People look at me. I'm gonna feel myself walking down the street with these gains, and people will be like, oh, okay, all these little desires. How does it feel to be rich? How does it feel to, be in a relationship or experience unity with the opposite energy? I'm gonna incarnate as half of the whole as a male. Then I'm gonna meet another being who's like pretending to be a woman, and then we're gonna unite, do tantra. How does it feel? See, all these desires, and God put him there. Like we're not responsible, but I'm just saying this is what this planet is for: experiencing desires. I suggest making a desire list so you know what you're working with. Some will say, I don't have any desires. Oh, okay, all right. But those who are more self-honest, make a list and write down what's hiding inside you, so you can see like what you're working with. So, some of the desires you can like cross off, intruders. You just looking at it, you're like, oh yeah, this is silly, this is stupid. Some of the other desires, though, they're deeper. Dogs. So the deeper desires, intruders, they're more sticky, and so then you have to experience it. See? I know. Making a video. No, I don't know. This can keep going. I haven't been to the end. I heard it can go to Tampa even. I'm not sure.
Did you come in from?
I came in
Is that your like gray car parked out there?
Oh, Toyota?
I don't know.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I parked the same place where that.
Yeah. So just remember where you're going.
It just keeps going.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
It's a nice place to walk.
I think so. Yeah.
Except I forgot their trees, so I'm in big trouble.
Yeah, I know.
Have a good one.
All right, I'll see you. Because we were talking about number 2. Number 2 was karma. Oh, I didn't actually announce what number 2 was. I was talking about desires. Yeah. I think you got the point with that. Number 2 is the sun all right? Number 2 is the law of karma. We're here to burn karma, to work off karma. Karma meaning, and you have to bring in reincarnation for this, because you just do. How does it explain why there's little kids, babies that have like extreme challenges, man? What did they do? They only been on the planet for 6 months. What do they do to incur that? Past lives, or that's the negative side. Remember, there's duality. Positive side, there's little 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds can play a piano better than somebody who's been practicing their whole life. Somebody's 60 years old, thinks he has skills, and the little kid's like, yeah, check this. Shows him out. Why? Previous life gifts, talents. All right. So there's not enough time in one life to burn or expiate all your karma, so it carries over. So it's another reason we're here. Now, some of the spiritual foo-foos, they'll say like, I'm the pure self, I have no karma. And then you say, okay, it's cool, but the fact that you're in a human body, you have karma. No, I'm an avatar. I'm here to bless humanity. Okay, you still have karma. You took their karma then. You have collective karma. You have to have karma to exist here, otherwise you wouldn't. It's the tax for being here. You have to have karma. So that gets played out. This rebalancing of karma. These energies that I've made videos on this, so I'm not going to get deep into it. You can write on the search bar karma on my channel, and then you'll see some videos. It's about rebalancing these energies that we put out They boomerang back somehow, you know. Hence, do good and you'll get good. No, but I got bad though still. Well, go back 10 lifetimes. Maybe something happened. I'll just really quick touch on the two things about karma is either, yeah, you did something maybe that or a bunch of things that weren't in alignment and they hurt people, and so now it's coming back. This can explain why some people have some just out of the blue chronic disease or pain or unfortunate accident, you know, because karma's being expiated. Or it can be, people like this one better, your higher self before you came here chose to concentrate a lot of karma from previous lives and make it into one intense life so that you can burn this off quicker. It can be that. Or you can be doing, people like this one the best, you can be experiencing certain pain so that then you have the experience in realization what that feels like, so that then you can serve others better. All right, that's my summary on karma, but like I said, you can see my other videos on that if you like. So what's the third thing? Third thing is, you see, you'll find this out at the latest when you leave this body, because you're not going to be in this delusion anymore. You're like out of the matrix when you leave this body. You'll be able to see very clear everything. Remember that movie, The Peaceful Warrior? It's been a long time since I saw it, but this one scene, it stays with me. Nick Nolte was sitting on the tree. I think it was his astral being. I don't think it was actually his physical body, because the kid was walking through the woods, and Nick Nolte, he saw Nick Nolte, and Nick Nolte must have gave him some kind of darshan, some Shaktiput. People like that word. And then the kid saw the life of this bully that kept messing with him. He had access. He saw, like, this is why he does this. This is why he keeps messing with me. His father tortured him, and now he's playing this out on me. And so the kid treated him different after that, because he saw. This is the thing, when we see things, this is why it's difficult, man, because we get mad at people and think things about them. We can't see their life. Why? Because we're so self-absorbed in our own little life. Whoa, why did they treat me bad? Disrespected me. If you could see all that, see everybody's life, like, just clearly, well, then the world would be too easy, actually. So, but when Nick Nolte blessed this guy for that moment, he saw all these things, and then he understood. When there's understanding, sometimes surrender's easier, because, like, you understand. Otherwise, the mind will think, like, I'm getting a bad deal. Like, what's wrong, you know? And then the whole self-talk creates these heavy negative emotions, and then we just feel more stuck. So the game, though, third reason we're here, is we want to recognize this, the same way it's easy to recognize our true nature when we're in a higher plane. We want to see, can we recognize it while we're in this plane, with its intense, extreme, dualistic nature, pain and pleasure, and all the hell in the heaven, and all the different levels of consciousness all mixed together? Can we still, in the deep delusion, it's so thick, we can't even remember. We can't remember what was going on before we were a baby. In fact, most people don't even know they existed before that. That's how deep this sleep is. They think, like, no, this is like, what do you mean? I was a baby and now I'm grown up, and that's it. There was no before this. Deep sleep. We want to recognize our true nature in the midst of such intense contrast. We want to, like, wake up from this deep, deep, deep sleep. Can we do it? I don't know. Let's try it. Zoom. And then we're here. And then God gives little, like, video games, gives little treasures here. We got to go through the maze and find, oh, we found a teacher. They said something that like awoke some dormant spiritual memories in me. Oh yeah, cool. Nice. And then life shows up over here, gives us a chronic disease or something, knocks us back down, like, oh, this sucks. Or we get tortured by somebody, or family karma, money karma, whatever. All these obstructions. Can we still recognize our true nature in the midst of all these obstructions? That's why I made that video. This is special forces training. Only certain certain entities are designated to come here, man. There's other kingdoms of evolution. It's not just human evolution. Like the fairies and gnomes and demigods, like they don't incarnate into a physical plane. They're going through their evolutionary journey in on another level, another kingdom of evolution, not here. For whatever reason, we're here. God's game's diverse. It's not just a one-track thing. He's got so many things going on, man. We got no idea. So, the first two things I shared while we're here, desires and burning of karma. The more they all work together, the more that we're free of desires, personal desires, wanting experiences, the more that we're free of those, the more that our karma gets burned, and that we don't do things to create more karma, negative karma, you can say. The more that takes place, then number 3 is easier. Then self-realization's easier. Because there's less obstructions. It's just easier. It's funny how they're just naive. How can they think you can just bypass all that and just say, I just recognize I don't exist? That's a big obstruction, actually, because people can live in that bubble, spiritual, delusional bubble for their whole life, really. Because it's like, no, I finally got it. I understood. I have the idea or belief that I'm like above everything now. I can't like admit that I was just jacking myself off. Like, no, that's like too painful. Nope. Nothing exists. Those of you, all of you that watch these videos, you don't do that. You just couldn't watch. You couldn't. It would be impossible. The energy field here would spit you out. So you're blessed that you don't have to go through that. Or some that left comments or I've talked to on the Zoom, they've already went through that. I'm like, good. I'd rather have some people who have already went through that than those who haven't went through it yet and then are going to go through it. I like to try to find the people who are more ripe, because we can do more work then, because there's more openness, because you've already like tried all these things and see that they're nonsense. This is what we do in the groups. We try to break down and see, how can I be more open to let my true nature be unfolded to me while I'm still in this delusion? How? And it's very individual. It's very individual. There's no instructions for that. Well, then what do you do? We see what happens. That's what we do. We bring that up. If both people have a sufficient degree of openness and level of self-honesty and humility and surrender, then we see what gets revealed. I don't know what's going to get revealed, and you don't know, and nobody knows. But it goes back to that saying, when 2 or more are gathered in my name, there I am. I think that's in the Bible somewhere. When 2 people are focused on truth is going to be revealed. If there's all these things, the mind can hijack everything. This is generally why women, it's more satisfying, generally speaking, in a kind of satsang exchange than a guy. Women are generally more open and more devoted to truth for authentic reasons than a man. Guys, they want to learn self-realization, so then they can go teach it. I need to learn this so then I can go teach it. I can get girls then, because I'll be like spiritual. It's like, it's in there somewhere, it plays, Guys, it's like the ego wants to learn it. Yeah, the ego wants to learn it, whereas a lot of women, it's more no. They want to be like in touch with their true nature. Period. It's more authentic. So when somebody's more authentic, it flows better. Then the exchange can happen more because there's less guile and there's less ego, and you can just feel it. You can just feel it. So this is what we look at in the groups. How can we be open to grace touching us more deeply than she already is? And to accept and have patience with this process and not let the minds, or, we gotta hurry it up. We gotta hurry up and get out of the pain. Instead of trying to hurry up and get out of the pain, we see what's the problem with the pain. See, nobody wants to look at it like that. Many people don't. You go to the teacher and he'll say, he's trying to give you techniques to get out of the pain. I'm trying to say, no. Let's see what's the problem with the pain. What's the problem? Resisting the pain is just making more pain. Have you realized that yet? So these are some things we focus on. This woman's hope she don't get lost. I don't know. I get lost. I mean, what to do? If you're out in the woods, you might get lost. I'll see you. I'm gonna try to find my car.